All right, welcome back to the channel. I'm here with EnragedPeacock and Stango. So me and Enrage will be doing a shadow game since he's at the main character tier on our Patreon, which means that at least once a month he gets to challenge me or Kenny to a shadow game in Edison format. And this will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube. So this is just something fun that we offer as like a perk. And it's a way to, if you want to get like better at the format, I think this is a great resource because it's a way to play against someone who is good and also is willing to do like after the match is over, just kind of walk through thought processes and stuff like that, and maybe if there's like any plays that could be different and analyze that type of thing too. So yeah, I'm gonna host. So
okay.
And then
Congratulations, by the way, Stango. I heard the good news.
Oh yes, we are in the finals of a hat tournament. We're out here.
There you go.
Yeah, that's actually so crazy. Like, you could end up winning this. This is your first hat tournament, right? Like, this is the first one?
Yes, this is my first hat tournament.
Yeah, that's awesome. The password is Peacock, by the way, Stango. So I'm hosting now. I'm just gonna wait for you to get there.
Yeah, it's a funny story. My username has to have the 0 in it because apparently they recognize the cock portion of Peacock as offensive, so I can't have it be that.
Oh,
which is silly.
I did not know that, but okay. Let me see. Let me switch my audio. It's coming out of the wrong place real quick.
It's
okay.
ironic out of Dueling Book because I feel like I've definitely seen some
like
questionably racist names on Dueling Book
seen,
or like
yeah, there's some wild stuff out there.
Yeah, for Dueling Book of all places, I've definitely seen some names that are like, this is a little much, but okay.
All right, red alert! I am nerd audience. There is a 41 card deck in Frazier's corner. Never before seen.
Let me live. Let me live.
Oh.
There's also a DD Warrior Lady.
That's right. There's a DD Warrior Lady.
Yeah, DD Warrior Lady and some shit mills. Shit mills.
Shit mills. All right, what we got? Let's see what we're up against.
I have a card that you actually well.
Okay. And some shit mills.
Shit mills.
Returning to shit mills with more shit mills.
You ever seen that show Storage Wars? This is like Ryko Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna follow it up with a Rota though.
Yep. Do your thing.
I was hoping my mills would be a little better, but
same. All right, looks like we're up against Value Turbo, one of the best decks of the format.
It'd be Norlaris.
I will scoop immediately.
No, I'm not gonna use my shadow game. Wait,
I will literally
use the shadow game to try to get a quick sack.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
I'll literally.
I beat YCS. I can make my own YouTube channel. I beat YCS champ Frazier Smith. Subscribe now. It's a non-game.
All right, effect.
Oh, the rigmarole.
The trickery. The trickery.
Dang, well, now you're getting all rigged up.
Exact same one way or the other.
Yeah. Because you can't set Ryko against Ryko anyway, right? It's like
yeah. We were definitely always in this position.
All right, main phase 1 anything? We're good.
Yep.
All right. Flip.
Yep. Target.
Flip is successful. Okay, I'm just gonna randomly choose a back row.
This Ryko is shooting for the stars.
That was a very good one.
Ooh.
Oh no.
All right.
What are you playing? It looks like you're playing something from like actually Edison back in 2010. Hybrid Dragon Hamster. Oh god. Yeah, he's fine.
All right.
It is actually kind of crazy that roughly all these mills didn't really telegraph it.
I know it is kind of wild.
A tiny bit the Cyber Dragon, but like I could see it. I could see a Cyber Dragon being here.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see how we wanna proceed with this. So you just have value in there. Let's go to battle.
The only thing I know is Fortress.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna prison the.
Yep.
Slap
good
the
deep
cuffs on
prison.
him.
Yep. Good deep prison. Good deep prison. Okay.
Okay. Stand by. We'll punch the Ryko.
Yep. 1200.
And your go.
Yep. Okay.
The Stratos is running wild.
It is.
So many strizzies.
In my IRL Edison tournament that I played in the last time I was telling you about, my only loss in Swiss was to, or not my only, but my loss in Swiss was to Machina, and they were main decking Imperial Iron Ball.
I have seen lists like that.
It was very unfortunate. But he's also probably the best player in our group too, so.
Okay, I think, yeah. I'm gonna do everything but a Fortress.
I do not have a DD Crow.
Yeah.
Or I do not activate DD Crow.
Alright, Frazier, draw into that main deck Minecon for absolute savagery.
Oh, God.
You're gonna be really upset when you find a Vayu.
See, he's trying to take your tricks. He wants to rigmarole you too. He's like, you thought this was a Raikou, huh?
And we'll hit the back row.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. That's good.
Not trying to let me randomly OTK you?
I have a very long history with Limber Remove, unfortunately.
That sounds like a very jaded history. So the Raikou wars haven't been good on both sides. Some poor mills.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mills have been less than stellar, for sure.
I'm so down on cards. I haven't really done anything, but everything you've done has been a plus.
I know. That's the thing about the market and control deck. I remember when this deck first came out, like at the end of last year, 2022, and it was meant to like beat Blackwings, I think, because that was dominating. But it is really good with like hamsters and gear frames. They're all just like pluses, pluses, pluses. I have so many fucking cards.
And then Fortress is a hell of a card. Who attacked? I'm sorry.
Oh, no one attacked yet. I just entered battle phase.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to attack with this guy just in case it's a hamster.
Yeah, I remember. I remember when it was me and Frazier. I came over his house and we were going to do some recording because I think this was roughly after the regional in Philadelphia that we played at in the finals of a pod. I think that's what it was, and we were watching ×2 play on stream.
I didn't catch the last Stango, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just saying we were watching ×2 play on stream, and we were just like, how does he just always have so many cards every single game he's playing in? He's like, there's so many Raikous going off, gear frames. The deck definitely generates card advantage like crazy.
Yeah.
Summon Armageddon.
Thinking.
Yep.
So right now you don't have a Sirocco.
That hurts.
Yeah. I'm not used to playing trap decks. This is so weird, like getting back into the groove of playing like back row. I'm such a frog player now that like it's weird that I even just did what I just did.
Throughout my
really good
career, the deck I've played more than anything was frogs actually, so it's kind of cool that you made it really popular, so I really like it.
Yeah, frogs are nice. I have to reload real quick because it's not letting me target.
Sure.
Just give me a sec.
Okay. Yeah, I got a 33rd at YCS Dallas in 2011 at the Samurai event. I actually beat Steve Silverman that event.
Ooh, I remember that event. So yeah, I think I'm gonna pop this.
I'm gonna chain it. It's the best. Target back row.
All right. So this is what it is. I'm thinking if I want to book anything, I might just book the Raikou back down. Let me do some math. So we're already at 2,900. Okay, so that that doesn't do that. So I might as well just book the Raikou then, because I'm just going to attack with everyone at that point. So
hear me out. You book the gear frame.
Book the gear frame and then don't flip them up. Yeah, I'll book this. So /03.
Well, when you flip them up, it says normal summoned. So that means you'll get a search, right? You normally flip them up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So normal. And then
It's a lot of damage.
Everyone 29 and 15, so it's 44. Should put you out of brain control range. Or no, I think you'll be at 900.
I think I'll have one activation of Depression. Because my brain control's in the graveyard.
400 more. Did you do War Ladies 15?
Oh, sorry, I did. Yeah, I did. What's his name twice?
Double hamster, yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay. All right, we're in a pretty good spot, I would say.
It is a nigh unlosable situation, it seems.
It's not horrible. The card I drew wasn't abysmal, so that's good. But now the problem is I have to deal with a Warrior Lady on top of it.
Yeah, Warrior Lady and a Set Raiko.
Mm-hmm.
With only 2 cards.
With only 2 cards and no special summons from the hand. All right, there's a Sirocco.
Here comes the spicy swallow flip or whatever that spell card's called.
Swallow's Nest.
Swallow's Nest.
Yeah. Nope. Let's see. I think the best thing here. I still don't think I have a way out of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about like plays that you could do, and I'm already thinking about like counterplay to that.
I even have a burial too, so I could try to proc the Warrior Lady, but I still, with being at 900, I don't have a way to.
Yeah, no matter what, because I also have Gale in my hand, so I was like, I don't think there's a way out of it with me having Gale.
Yeah, I realized that. Okay. Yeah.
Well, that was
Raiko betraying.
Yeah, it was a rough game one.
It all started from the first turn Rigmarole.
Yeah, Rigmarole, the first turn hamster shenanigans, they definitely go hard.
Yep.
Yeah, but even if it was a Raiko, either way my play wasn't. I had one live normal summon. I could set the Raiko and lose to the hamster, or I could summon the Armageddon Knight. I'd rather try to make something live, but out of all of my mills, I milled only 1/2 of the correct ones, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. What is not good versus this? Those all seem good. The problem is I don't want to side anything out.
I know. Yeah, I always wonder, like, because this deck kind of fell out of the meta, the Machina deck. But I always wonder, like, it's another Hamster Reiko Kaya's deck against, like, they're both Hamster Reiko Kaya's decks, just values better. But I always wonder when it comes to side decking in these matchups, like, what do you even do? Because my list, this is an old ass list too. Like, I did not update this really. I just put pulling a rug in a side deck basically, just in case like I run into Monarchs, because for some reason it had no pulling the rugs in there, and I was like, well, the meta has changed a lot since this deck was played. The fact that it just didn't have pulling is crazy, because that is the most side deck card now.
That deck gets a little smashed up by Monarchs.
Yeah, if EnragedPeacock was playing frogs, I was gonna be sad, because all of my trickery with like Charge of the Light Brigade, search Raiko, set hamster, none of that matters against frogs. It's like you could do all you want.
Be like, all right, I don't care what it is. Special swap, Kaya said.
Yeah, or not. You don't even have to do that. You could literally summon swap Sentry Roar and bounce to hand pass and just leave the fucking hamster chilling there. It's like, all right, that's annoying.
Yep.
Right. Well, then, and Fortress is just a house versus the Monarch, so he's bigger, and then he's, has an effect. So this is a good side deck card, apparently.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's pretty good against a deck made of Stratos.
Yeah, that's actually quite annoying. Okay.
Damn.
I'm just
shit.
I'm not fucking around.
Yeah. There will be no tricks.
Yeah.
There will be no tricks.
I was like, I can't afford for that to be a deep prison or a bottomless or anything. Like, this has to just like.
And you're still up on cards.
I got a little +1 from Gear Frame.
It's alright, your back rows are safe until the Raikos come.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is this guy's a little bigger.
Alright.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you have a few normal summons that are pretty good here. A Greffer that pitches, a Sirocco that summons.
Special Gale.
Yep, sounds good.
Synchro for Star Dizzle.
Yep.
Some Reaper.
Ooh. All right.
I like this play. This is aggressive. He's trying to make things happen today.
Roll dice. And of course, dueling book at its finest. The one closest to your extra deck since it's bugged on my end.
Yep.
And I'm not attacking with artist. Main 2. Go ahead.
We got ourselves in an interesting game now. Both heavy storms going.
Yep.
And it's getting darker on that side of the field.
It is getting darker.
It's getting mad dark on that side of the field.
Sure.
You're not summoning Armwing or Dad today. Neither.
Go ahead. I'll start us. Activate Stardust. Do you have another crow?
Yep.
I knew it.
Damn.
I play around D Prison to get crowed. That Stardust is getting banished no matter what.
Okay.
That was a cool interaction.
Yeah, I traded the Dust Tornado basically for because I was like, this Stardust is fucking annoying.
Yeah, this Stardust cannot stick around. He needs to get going.
I played with Cairo on, I think, Monday. I used one of his coaching deals, and we were talking about the problem with Armageddon Knight is he can't clear Hamster. He's really tiny. He can't clear, like, anything.
Yeah. Armageddon Knight's so good, though, at the same time.
It is, yeah. I think the problem was I think I had trouble clearing a defense position quick draw. I still, like, won, but it was like I had to wait, like, a turn to clear a quick draw in defense.
Yeah.
Yep. The trade-off of having such a broken effect.
We'll summon by.
Yep.
I'm going to attack the one I assume to be the Ryko with the bite.
I guess I should target one of these back row. So let's see what this one is.
That is a Mirror Force.
Right. Slash mill 3.
All traps. Well, 2 traps in the fortress. And I'm going to hit what I assume is a hamster.
You are right.
I knew it. That's why I left the Reaper in defense. I'm like, I'm not going to clear that. And if you cleared the Reaper, I would assume it would be a Ryko.
Yeah.
If it's an attack, so. Main 2. So you have 1 card, so I'm not incredibly scared, but it's probably Avarice.
I wish you actually dropped the Avarice from my hand, which, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it was a good thing for. No, it plays more than one, so I could definitely have another Avarice, but I don't right now because I would slam that shit, to be honest. Like, I'm not even going
to slam. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, based on how this game kind of shook out, that Avarice getting hit. Actually, it's kind of keeping you in the game.
As long as whatever Reaper hit was green, I was probably happy.
Flip.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, we need a target back row.
That was a good one.
Pulling the rug. Slash mill 3. Okay.
No one's allowed to play brain control this set.
Well, not declare, but special.
Yeah.
Then we'll just beat over these 2 guys. So 11 here, 300 here.
So 14. 14, right?
Yep.
Not 14,000, 1,400. That's your only fortress, right? Yeah.
Yep. That doesn't really do much. Okay, yeah, we'll leave it like this.
We are going to activate value.
Yep.
The Ryko with the Reaper.
Take 100.
And the Hamster.
Take 12.
Set a back row, set a monster, and YGO.
Okay. I think I just have to do this. So attack here.
We're gonna evac him.
Alright. Phase 2. Alright. Do not mill this last Ryko. Alright, thank God.
There you go. Mill the dwarves at least.
Yeah.
For me. Not for you.
Alright, so you
all I see is that there wasn't more avarice milled, so that's looking like it's looking real solid.
Okay, so here I have to go special.
Yeah.
And set.
Okay. Well, my top deck was very good. I'm sorry. Activate Hamster.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Caius, I'm guessing.
The fastest Caius is coming down.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Damn. I need to add this now. I got 1 out of 18 chance.
That's gonna be less than that. Well, actually, yeah. Well, yeah, he's gonna. It's Caius.
I'm debating if I want to keep my Reaper or not. I do. I definitely do. And then we'll forget him.
Yep.
1 out of 15 chance.
You'll probably hit the Ryko, so I'm gonna. So I'm gonna attack with this.
So kill the Caius.
Oh, no more Gear Frames, looks like.
No avarice milled.
No avarice milled.
And no avarice drawn.
The question is Torrent gone? And it is. We'll hit it.
That's 43.
It still wasn't lethal.
Yeah.
I was thinking if I attributed the armed weight, it may have been lethal, but it wouldn't.
Yeah, 25, 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Where you at, Pot?
MF Doom. Still not out the woods yet. Okay, so now you need to really draw Pot.
Yeah.
No more fucking around, Frazier. It's time to draw Pot.
I actually got my quarter century rare armor masters in the mail today, and I'm not a
There it is.
I'm not a big fan of like the Starlight rarity. I like the Ultimate Rarity's always been my favorite since way back in the day. And these quarter century rares, they actually look pretty good, but they're like $4 a piece, so not too bad. Because for some reason, Armor Master is still like one of the only like Edison synchros that has still retained a stupid amount of value, even like in the lowest like ugly gold rarity. I think it's still like 15 plus.
Oh, what's the last one gonna be?
The fifth and final one.
I like this. All right, these are my 5.
Are you sure you don't want the DD Crow?
I'm sure, right?
Yeah,
Right.
they're all fine. I don't have a response. So
You don't have Solemn Judgment.
I don't wish to activate it at this point.
Yeah, he wants to see what you're up to.
No, I was slamming that shit so quick.
Right.
Well, yeah, it would be game. Yeah. All right. Frazier wanted to see, yep, either Force or Gear Frame.
Yep. It's unfortunate.
Still not out of the woods. This is.
Yeah, because it's return, it's burial. There's so many things that still kill
Well,
you.
I don't think it's burial, but it's like, what could it even be that wouldn't fuck me right now? I mean, I can't really care is the thing.
Remember this discussion. It only gets worse if you don't attack.
Listen, I know you don't have to. I'm the one who came up with the rule.
I'm just reminding you of the rule.
You don't have to ever remind me of a rule.
Does it ever matter? Does it ever matter what it is?
I make a rule and I follow my rules unless I have good reason not to.
Who is the team better have it?
Yeah, there definitely is a team better have it.
I think they're modern players though, if I remember right.
They are.
Yeah.
Team better have it. You better have the D shifter.
Yeah, just got this. Okay. Yep. So I had Caius, and I was thinking if I wanted the Caius Armor Master, but I was like, it's just too good to not crash and then get the Spirit Breath and the guy at the same time. So
I think that's still good. I'm gonna obviously decide a little different go in a second here. And in retrospect, that doesn't seem as good.
Frazier said, it's my rule.
Mm-hmm. It's my rule and I need it now.
But now the other deck that likes to set the cards turn 1 is going first. So that's exciting.
Yeah, we're playing the most fair Yu-Gi-Oh ever.
Oh yeah.
I said, then you said. I said, then you said. You said, then I said.
It's the Set Olympics.
We'll change that. Okay.
All right, good luck, friend.
You too.
Yep. Yep.
The most dieselest of Stardusts.
It could be that or Darken. He has choices.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna do this instead.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't have to do that anymore. I can actually do this now.
See, I would agree, but I feel like, honestly, changing the attack every single time is like so much work.
Yeah.
I only change the attack for certain effects that it's not going to happen too often.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I also only do it for things that only change the attack, because you have to change the attack and defense. I'll just put a token.
And attack over it.
250, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like with card trigger and shit, I don't do it with card. That's silly to me.
Yeah, like I was playing somebody that was playing Light and Darkness Dragon, and he was changing both values. I was just like, listen, I appreciate it, but we could pass on that.
Right.
Yeah. Summon.
Yep.
I like that changing it a little bit because most of what I play against is like DB randos, and they don't like to read or do anything. So you have to do it so they understand what's going on, as you guys are aware of.
Oh, we're definitely aware.
Oh yeah, I watched all your guys' videos and they crack me up. You're like, what the hell is that? What does this do?
Is that two of them?
Is that two of them? Is my fave.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna put this back. I just thought of something how to play this correctly. So because I have this,
yeah,
I'm gonna play this first because this might change my search.
Yeah.
Okay, it does not, but at least.
Well, those are good things for me to see.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're still gonna do this, and then just attack for 400.
Yep. Will attempt to activate by you.
Oh, by you.
Yeah, I figured.
I agree. That reminds me of another. Do you agree?
Do you agree?
When did that happen? Was that a recording between you, me, Luke, and Cairo?
I forget exactly who that was between.
It was Luke. I know Luke was involved. Luke was involved with Do You Agree in some way.
Only thing I know is Fortress. And then I know you searched the right go, duh.
I'll get Rigamarood again.
Probably.
Yep, sounds good.
That's unfortunate.
That was a really good answer. There's blood in the water. It's time for the sharks to start circling.
Do people ever equip?
If you want to get brain controlled.
Versus this deck, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know the merits of equipping versus not. I'm just gonna leave it. I don't play these fair decks.
It looked like to me if you wanted to equip it would be if you wanted to get brain controlled all up.
Brain controlled all up.
Yep. Get your shit all brain controlled.
Oh man.
You want to get brain controlled
See,
that badly?
Every time I play versus by Turbo, they're like, first turn, summon Grepper, discard value, send Sirocco, I attack over the Grepper, they drop Dark Armed, and I'm like, I'm just staring at 5 monsters that don't do shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I was there was a period where I was like, do you have Dark Arm? Because you got the 3 darks so fast.
I was trying to hopefully telegraph it to make you like be more conservative, but then after me not being able to react to it, there wasn't a whole lot of options.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I know. Like, it's easier to do in real life. You get over like online. It's a lot different to like intentionally telegraph, but not make it be like intentional to try to make them play around something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Since you played like in real life more than like on DB, and it's a different dynamic a lot. It's a weird transition for me, mostly playing IRL too, like on DB. Because I'm like, that's why like every turn I try to check my graveyard, no matter what happens each turn, so that way. Oh, yeah, you got it.
That's funny. I have the inverse.
We both opened up very monster heavy. Jesus.
I'm a DB kid.
And then whenever I milled trap spell. I'm like, great.
Yeah, I ended up getting 2 traps. I got Torrential and Deep Prison, which both were pretty good. Like Torrential got popped, and then Deep Prison got used on value because I was like, I'm not trying to deal with. Like,
yeah, I drew the Thunder King after you'd already set the deep prison. So I'm like, I should just summon the Thunder King. But like, no, that's not going to make it. So I'm like, well, I can try to bait out the back row with maybe the Armed Wing, then summon the Thunder King and keep me alive, because Fortress is inherent, isn't it? Or
it is inherent, yeah. So Thunder King does
yeah.
like negate it. I had just drawn the second, that turn where I summoned Fortress, I just drawn the second one and your field was open, and I was like, I don't think you have Gores, and even if you do, I have a Raikou set still. I'm gonna look at the replay real quick.
Yeah, I'm meaning double oppression, so I don't do Gores.
Yeah, oppression is, I mean, that's the way to go, because like the main part of the meta is like so weak to it. Okay, so game one. All right, so hold on, I'm gonna share my screen so that both of you can see it. So how do I see?
All right, let me pull up Discord and learn how to do that, because I don't know how to do that.
So I think I just went live or whatever. Stango, let me know if you can see it. Yeah.
Yep, I got it. Yes.
There we go.
So you can see, okay. So this is game one. I'll open up that limiter removal. So I drew charge and I was like, all right, well, time to do some trick shit. So we do that. And then we're obviously going to set hamster. So no traps in my opening, and then you have all the traps. And then you're like, I'll raise your charge by using mine. And I think this is correct here, because there's no way I'm setting a Raikou against a known, what is perceived to be a known Raikou. That just seems crazy. Unless you're going to like, you have to make your mind up if you're going to solemn that or not. Because you could set your Raikou if you're like, I'm going to solemn your Raikou. Which I do that, because I feel like, so sometimes you have to do that in these kind of mirror matches to steal first place. Like, it's like you went first when you do that. Because now they have to answer your Raikou, and it costs you 4,000 life points. But like, honestly, it's such a strong thing to do. Like sometimes that I totally get it. But here, the worst thing is that this is a hamster and not actually a Raikou. Because if it was a Raikou, you're like, I'm fine. I don't give a fuck about this Armageddon. I hear I did what he's supposed to do. Like,
that's exactly what happened. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. And then I hit solemn here.
Yeah. I look, like you were saying, I just don't, because then my thought was, okay, you flip Raikou, and then you snipe that, like, oh shit, if he follows up heavy, then I'm just...
Oh yeah, if I had heavy, that'd have been too much. So here, I was thinking for a minute about whether I wanted to summon Fortress, because I was like, I don't want to get bottomless here, but I was thinking about Pot of Avarice, and I was like, I still won't even be at Pot of Avarice if I discard Gear Frame, and I was like, I could just use this Gear Frame next turn, so that's why I was like, I'm just gonna wait, because even if you stop this, and I didn't think this attack was gonna go through, I was like, I feel like he's gonna stop this attack and then kill this Raikou for free. But then I have a second Gear Frame to follow it up, and I was like, that's just so much card advantage to just like have that.
If you look at like the screen right now, is you have so many cards to mine. All I did was summon Armageddon Knight pass.
Yes.
Summon Armageddon Knight set 3, and you're like, I have way more cards than you do.
So I was like, okay, so the Raikou dies, so now we're at 5 to 7, so I'm still up 2 cards, and now I'm up 3 cards, and then I'm up 4 cards right now, is it? So you're at 5, I'm at 9.
Very quickly.
Yeah, I got out of hand so fast. And that's what this deck does. Like, turn 1, hamster, turn 2, Gear Frame, turn 3, Gear Frame. It's like...
hoping that the oppression would be able to kind of save it.
Yeah, and this did bring it down a bit. So now you're still at 5, and now I'm at 7. So I lost 2 cards to your just... Oppression is so fucking broken.
Yeah.
And then I pot, so I get my plus right back. Like, I need that. And you still haven't completed the Sirocco. There's no Sirocco in grave yet, so I'm still in like a really strong spot here.
Yeah, no, Raikou did me really dirty this game. It milled nothing but Bayou.
Yeah. Oh, the
Bayou and spells.
Oh, I think I broke the replay. Let me refresh. I hate dueling books sometimes.
Make sure when you get to that point where it froze that you hit pause and you hit next play a few times past the froze. And make sure you don't fast forward during that glitch part.
Because it'll just do it again. Or it might just do it again.
No, it definitely does it again.
Do this whole the shadow game thing for that, because I've watched like since the second RBT, I've watched them all, but I've never like actually entered one. So I've did the testing with Cairo. I'm gonna be testing with Keegan this weekend. I'm like, I want to find the best of the best and then test with them and make sure that my lines of thinking and my lines of plays, making sure I'm not doing anything like outrageous or egregious, to make sure that my logic is sound and why I'm doing what I'm doing when I'm doing it.
I think you play it well too. Like I was definitely checking to see like if I felt like you did anything wrong. And like so far this game has been like really solid. Let me pause here, so then I'm just gonna do next play from this point.
Yep. Yeah, once you get to a certain point, you can go back to fast forwarding.
Yeah. So you're gonna pop my back row, which is the correct thing to do. Like every time you popped, like the cards you popped, I was like, I agree with every time. We both milled torrential this game, I think. Yeah, I milled mine as well.
I even checked for that. I remember later on in the duel, I'm like, okay, or that was the next game, a different game, I think. But I remember checking, like, okay, well, I know that's gone, so.
So Dust, and then you have YGO. So here, just plays very simple. Set, yeah, makes sense.
Well, I have 3 cards, so it's...
Yeah, like there's not much to do. Like I'm so ahead.
I'm stun locked choice paralysis.
Yep. Pop back row again, because you're not going to pop hamsters. Like, why would you do that? So still no Sirocco. Ryko still letting you down.
So if I could get a Vayu in this spot, I would be in Sirocco in this spot. I wouldn't be in a bad spot because I'd have that, and then whenever that Armed Wing died, if it didn't get Kai, so then I'd have to follow up with the Vayu. I'd be in the thing, and the burial is like.
Yeah, if you get a Sirocco, you definitely could like stabilize a lot.
But it's also
definitely puts it in though.
So I was actually debating on if I should. And I remember you realized, but I thought for a second if I was going to in-phase Dust, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do? Just hit 2 unknowns at the same time? That doesn't seem good to me. Yeah,
it really sucks, dude, because, like, Solemn is the worst-case scenario. Nothing else stops us in the entire game besides Solemn.
And whenever somebody said Think, I'm like, oh fuck, he has Solemn, so I'm cooked.
And I thought about it. I was like, this is your normal summon, and this is, like, the only way you could play. So if I do this, and I was like, I might kill you next turn, like, there was a chance. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do this.
So I took out Call because I was playing Call and Sorcerer, but I'm like, they're just not as good as Oppression. So I'm like, just cut those. They win more. I'd just rather have Oppression in every instance.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, like, maybe if I had Call, I could have called back to the thing, but then I have my Oppression up, so it would have still been bad in that situation. And then the Warrior Lady was also up. Because when I draw the Sirocco on this turn, I'm like, I could stabilize, but I can't fight through the Warrior Lady on top of the other thing.
Yeah, she came at the perfect time. The thing is, so I was thinking right here, I was like, I don't really need to pop your face down back row because Torrential's already gone. But then I was like, damn, I don't see Mirror Force, and that's the only card that stopped me from like absolutely. Because ideally, I would just want to like, you know, like I could pop Oppression, and then now I have access to summon Gale, and then I can synchro with Gale and this Ryko and turn into an android, and that's actually just game. But that's also me saying that this back row is fake, and even though it is Dust Tornado, I don't have a good enough read to know that. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna continue to just like play this way where it's going to be hard for me to lose this game with Gale in my hand.
And Gores, like if things go absolutely wrong, like Gores probably will bail you out worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And then my thought was my other justification for not shotgunning the Dust Shoot was I knew you had Ryko, so I'm like, well, if he flips Ryko, targets the Dust, I can at least get a plus off of my Dust, which is the only way I can make up advantage in the situation I'm in.
Yeah. So this game you go first, and it's basically a reversal of the other game. So I immediately was like, I cannot afford for this. My hand is so bad if this guy walks. So I'm heavying the 1 card, can't think about it, and just like Cyber Dragon trade. And then right here I was like, okay, I'm in a pretty good spot. Like if you have Sirocco, it kind of sucks. Then God forbid you have another Thunder King. And unfortunately for me, you did have another Sirocco, and I have no protection. So this ends up getting in there, and then I don't have anything to do, and I'm not going to just set a DD Crow. So I was like, all right, well, set this Dust Tornado and pray that nothing bad happens, and something bad happens.
Damn, that Gale was so good off the top.
Yeah. It made this Reaper. This was perfect, too. This is exactly what you should have done. Like, put pressure on me with the Stardust Dragon. You still have Mirror Force with Stardust that's so broken, and then you have the Reaper getting in my hand. Like, this... That was
hopefully
like
baiting you to attack into the Reaper, and then I can force whatever you do and hit another card. Just hopefully what I was wanting to do. But I know you're not going to just blind attack into a Reaper for damage for no monetary gain, you know.
Yep. So right here, when you put your 3rd Dark in the grave, I wasn't even thinking about the value activation. I was more so thinking like, I cannot let Dark Arm come down right here. This is like, he has a Stardust Dragon, a Spirit Reaper. Like obviously Dark Arm would actually be like admit defeat button. So I was like, I have to prevent Dark Arm at all costs. So even if you only had one part of this value Sirocco, like if you only had one or the other, I still was going to DD Crow there just because like Dark Arm is just way too much. And then here was where I'm trying to like, okay, I can trade. Hopefully I can get this fucking Stardust to kick rocks if I can get it to activate. So this was good for me to get out of that because
So what did you end up protecting there? So you went for the new set. So what is this? Pulling the rug?
Pulling the rug, right.
Okay.
So I don't...
And the reason why I did Stardust anticipate a second Crow. So I'm like, well, I was thinking that was a common out to Stardust is to bait it and then Crow it. But since you already used your Crow, I'm like, there's
That's also
like unlikely chance that you one.
That was my thinking too. I said when I activate this Dust Tornado, I feel like he's more inclined to negate it because I already used one DD Crow. What are the odds I have a second DD Crow? And even if I do, like, to be clear, I'm still not in a great spot even after I did that.
No, exactly.
It just like you still have way more cards than me. Like you're +2 right now. So like, and then you're gonna get a draw phase on top of like whatever I do this turn, which is I can only really set. So I do these in a reverse order. So if I had the Raikou first, then I could like maybe flip, pop, and then like set. But I don't even think that that's that good because Reaper beats the Raikou and so does Armageddonite, and I'm not going to pop either one of these if I flip. So, so just turtling right here is all I can really do, and I'm fine with this turtling thing now that the Stardust is gone. So you have like 6 cards to my 3, so you literally have double my cards.
Yeah, you weren't in a vulnerable position with that Stardust going away.
Do you agree with like my attack? So would you think it'd be better to? It wouldn't be better to set Hamster there like ever because I don't know, but I would have to assume one of those cards is a Hamster, one is a Raikou, or some.
Yeah, you knew. You called both of them out. Yeah, you called both of them out when you were attacking. You were like, I think this one is Raikou, and it was. And you were like, I think this one is Hamster. And right here, like, again, my position is still not very strong. I think that if you feel like the one is Hamster though, you could just not attack it, because it doesn't really do anything for you to attack it. So like here, you could just leave it face down and then just be like, all right, well, I'm just gonna wait for you to do something with that face down, because I would be scared to flip it too, for multiple reasons. One, you could have oppression set, and like Hamster is not. So it's optional if you want to summon a Raikou, but it's not optional when you flip it and it activates. So you could oppression a Hamster no matter what. Even if they say I don't want to summon a Raikou. So like I can't flip this Hamster with you having a back row. And also just because Hamster's my only defense in the entire game right now at this point, it walls off your whole field. So I literally can't flip it. I think I think you're fine to not attack this set monster that you kind of know, like you called it out before you even, so you're like, that's a Hamster, and it just was. So I think right here, this play, I would just not attack it if that's my read, and then just like wait for your deck to give you either a way to get this engrave or wait for you to get a Caius, and then you're just like, you cooked me.
I played Dark Grepper, I don't know if you knew that, but
oh yeah, trust me, I know he's in here somewhere. Yeah, so I just cleared these 2 for free. So what goes wrong here? What do you draw here that makes this, because something goes wrong? Oh wait, you have this set up. So this is where you can already clear my 2 guys with just this and your graveyard. That's right. I remember saying, so my play here while I was thinking for a while is I was going to tribute both of these. But then I was like 2 things. One, if I was going to tribute both of these for Fortress, I should have did it main phase 1 because it was more damage. And 2, I was like, well, maybe I could tribute set. And I was like, well, if I tribute set, like what happens then? And the only thing I kept thinking about was like, how does brain control interact with like you taking this one and then attacking into the face down? I can still just like pop Reaper. So I was thinking for a long time if I wanted to tribute these 2, because I figure once these 2 are gone, which I can see already, they're going to die on the following turn from just what you have presented right here. I'm not going to be able to get this out of my hand. Like I'm not. So I was really thinking for a while, and I think that it might have been correct to actually tribute for Fortress, and like the only thing I get boned by, I guess, is like if you have specifically like brain control and Caius, like then I get destroyed.
And the reason why I switched the Reaper to attack to clear both this, and I have the evac to protect if you were trying to attack with the Fortress. Right.
Yeah, right here you're in a really good spot. It's crazy because if I would have just tributed for Fortress though, I feel like your position would have been so awkward because summoning this guy into double Fortress is like not it. But the good thing is you have a Reaper that you can just sit on. So you can just sit on Reaper and then set Hamster and then like set Compulse. So you can still like turtle up against my double Fortress. And this wasn't bad for me here because I was like, oh, well, I'm just putting this guy back out.
Because you had,
Don't mill the 3rd Raikou. Summon this back out, set. And then here's where you were like, oh, I drew the Caius. And I was like, all right, well, that's too much for me.
Yeah.
And then I just have to draw Avarice, which I end up doing eventually. You have, okay, you don't have another value in the grave. Okay. So you have a Raikou set. No point in booking.
And this is where I checked to make sure Corn was on.
Right,
yeah, I checked with that to make sure Corn was on before I targeted.
Yeah. This was a broken top deck, the Mirror Force.
And then here comes the next broken top deck.
Yeah.
Granted, you were 15 cards left, so
yeah.
you're pretty.
But I still needed to draw that Avarice. I had hoped that was pulling right back there.
Looking back in hindsight, I think that in my third game, I think I should have ended up, even if I went for the Stardust, it wouldn't have been good because you had the Gale to out it either way. I think it almost would have been better to summon Value Attack.
Yes, that's what I was. So I thought for a while before I even did this, I was like, man, I could do Gear Frame turn 1, but then I lose the Sirocco, and I could do Raikou turn 1, which is what you're probably supposed to always do anyway because it's a set monster and you want to get your set monsters out first. But I was like, man, if he summons Value, that's kind of annoying because I'm not really getting real value off of the Raikou, but like I still got to go first and set Raikou, so I can't complain. And when you did this, I was like, damn, it doesn't matter what he makes.
Made me locked with the, and then I got locked with the Raikous in my hand, not being able to actually do anything for it.
Right, because you're like behind now.
I looking back in hindsight, this wasn't.
Yeah, Gale does the most.
You get cooked by Gores here too, like really bad.
Oh yeah, if I had Gores, that would have been nuts. But
I should have made Red Dragon.
No, I think even making Stardust or Darken is fine. It's just that like the unfortunate part is about one-ofs. You can't really play around them. So like no matter what you did, without a trap card to back up your synchro, I was gonna eat it with Gale no matter what you made. And, like Red Dragon is the only thing you could have made, but then I pop it with Raikou, right? So it's like there wasn't really the best play you could have done. Like, and this is in hindsight, but the best play you could have done is like summon Value Attack. Right, and then you could you could argue that if you summon Value Attack and like worst case is that it's Hamster, dear God. But if it's Raikou, you're in a good spot because you're still holding Sirocco plus Gale, which is like a crackback play. And so that might have been like a little bit more conservative. I think that the play you did would have been fine if you had a trap. If you just had any trap, this would have been a much stronger play. But when you like pass with just a Darken, I'm like, well now I can kill that thing in so many ways. Like technically, like from my perspective, like well from your perspective. It probably looks like it's super easy because I draw the 5 cards and it's like that's so many cards to have.
Yeah. Well, I think what happened, I got trigger happy because I saw that there's no background. I'm like, oh, I can do this for free instead of thinking like I should have really utilized this as more of a resource for the Sirocco and the Gale at a later point where making stars would be. Darken would be outing something that'd be a meaningful. I can do it, having intent.
Especially since your hand right now is already so weak.
Yeah, you were like never drawing traps. It looks like though, which is unfortunate.
Yeah,
like, you were just. It
looks like your hand just was never gonna give you like a strong play besides the Sirocco Gale.
Yeah, you were never drawing traps.
Trap.
Yep.
And then the deep prison on that body hurt.
Yeah, that shit was ruinous.
And I already have the brain control, and I'm just like, all right, well, your life is so low.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this game, honestly, like even if you hold the Sirocco Gale, it looks like your deck was just never going to give you a trap card.
It was an uphill battle.
Yeah, this was an uphill battle no matter what. Like playing no traps, going second against the Raikou Hamster Kaius deck is just like rough. Like that is just a rough beat. But how you been liking Value Turbo in general before we like end this call?
So like in my in this, it was just game 3 I didn't draw very well. Overall, the deck is just really solid. It has a lot of resources. It's really strong, and I've lost to it more than any deck that I've lost to with any deck that I've played. And
I think I have to agree. Yeah, Value Turbo is
and I was go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Value Turbo is definitely like strong. I've lost to it probably second most out of every deck. So the first deck that beat me the most this format is definitely Hero Beat. Hero Beat, before I figured out how to correctly like beat that deck with the Frog deck, Hero Beat just beat me in every fucking tournament I played in. Like every single tournament, that deck eliminated me. Usually double eliminated me too, which is crazy. Like that would be my only losses were Hero Beat. And I was like, damn, I thought Frogs beat this deck, which is just not true actually. Especially if you don't like have a proper side deck for it. And then I started putting the Snowmans and the Super Polys and like playing way more defensive. And then I realized that was the key to like beating that matchup. But Value is the second deck that like boned me the most this format so far. Really good deck.
Well, that was like me and Stango's match in the Nerd Cup. It was a Super Poly versus Super Poly versus Super Poly.
What decks were you guys playing? Was it like Frog Mirror? Or Frog versus Hero Beat, actually?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were on Hero Beat for a little bit too, right? Did I see you play Hero Beat once?
I played it in one of the online locals. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I remember seeing you play it once, and I was like, I want to try that deck. I don't really get to play Diva Hero Beat very often, I've primarily
I played a double Gilman, and I drew double Gilman in game 3 versus Kyra. I'm like, of course, I'm playing with decorated play, and I draw Gilman. Like,
yeah, like the worst possible.
So 3 turns, it was Gilman, Starlight, like 3 turns in a row. I was like, man,
oof, gross. That's the thing.
Like any live card.
I don't know how that deck functions. Like every time I look at that deck list, it looks so bad, but then it performs in tournaments like so well. Like you always see Diva Hero be in top cut. But then that makes me wonder, like, how many people got destroyed by drawing the Gilmans that didn't make it to top cut? Like, what are you not seeing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to look at the top 8 deck list and be like, oh, this deck's good because it made top cut. But, like, how many people actually played that deck that did not do well because they drew, like, you know, the hands that are not Miracle, Stratos, Diva. So. Right.
And that's why I've actually kind of leaned more towards the, like, Turbo, because also just the abundance of Blackwings being good against Sirocco can just sometimes just
honestly,
they go all out and then you're able to stop it, and summon Sirocco, pump, and boom, you know, it's even if you have a bad hand with value, like even if they clear your value or they clear your Sirocco, like, eventually they're in the grave, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're not like a Gilman that literally does nothing.
Yes, also value
Turbo does at least a water.
Yes, it's just a deck of really good cards, so it doesn't play any Gilmans. Even your values, like, you know, Value is the worst card to draw, whatever, but it still has merits. Like, you can still do things with Value. Obviously, you don't want to draw 2 of them, but, like, outside of games where you draw double Value, drawing 1 is fine, I think. And then, like, everything else in your deck is just a deck of good cards. Like, it's such a deck of, if you know how to play well and you know how to just manage your resources well and know exactly when to be offensive and know when to be defensive, it's just a really rewarding deck. Like, it's one of the best decks in the format because of its consistency of not having no shitty hands that, like, Frogs can draw really bad, and then, like, Dragon Turbo obviously draws really bad, and then Diva Hero B draws really bad, and then Diva Hero draws really bad, and, like, all the other decks. Value Turbo is really hard for the deck to, like, draw bad.
Yeah, and so one other thing I want to ask you, because I don't know if it's just anecdotal or if it's something that might be decent. So I actually, at the last second, I switched back to the Dust Tornado. I actually thought about putting in just 1 Icarus because I draw Value so much, it seems like. Like in this game 3, I drew 3, so I know it's anecdotal, but I'm like, maybe I should take out the Dust for 1 Icarus.
Yeah, I mean, so wait, you saw Icarus, you're saying?
No. I didn't. I just took it out completely. I had Dust Tornado in the main, and then I took it out for Icarus. I'm like, no, I'm playing against, you know, Frazier. I'm not gonna get him with some sort of gimmick like he's gonna think through stuff. So let's play like a good
I'll
list,
tell you one thing.
I took the Icarus out, put Dust back in.
I'll tell you one thing. I would not see an Icarus coming. I'll tell you that. Like if we're playing, and
that's what weird. I was thinking about. I'm like, the whole thing about being good in this format is being unpredictable. Because okay, well that's this. And I'm like, it's Value Turbo, so you're not going to read an Icarus.
I would definitely not read Icarus.
If I draw Value and then I do Icarus out of nowhere, like that could be devastating. And,
yeah, especially if I have like Fortress on the field and like a set monster or something like that. It could be really disastrous.
I want to know if my logic behind that was like bad and just me being anecdotal at, or if it's something that wouldn't be like.
It's worth testing, honestly, because like it's not the craziest thing in the world to think that that Value Turbo could play at least a copy of Icarus Attack. Like it's not the crazy. You know that no one's playing Starlight Road against you. Like I didn't side in Starlight Road because it's not good against Value Turbo, so you don't have to ever worry about getting roaded. So there is actually merit to an Icarus Attack in Value Turbo. It's not the craziest thing. And I think that in this particular matchup, it could be really good just because of how this deck is susceptible. This deck is like good into traps, but then once I summon Fortress is so bad in the traps. He's like the worst monster in the entire format against trap cards, like Bottomless, Deep Prison, Icarus, like they all Oppression, which you caught me with, like every single trap against Fortress is a god card. So like Icarus is no different. It's just a really good card against Fortress. So yeah, I'm not really like too mad at the idea of that. And I think that like I like the Value Turbo build that plays Oppression more than I like the one that plays Chaos Sorcerer and Charger Light Brigade and Return. Personally, just because of where the format is right now, I think that you need Oppression. But yeah, I think that you should experiment with things, try things out, because you'll never know. I
got those 3 copies of Anti-Spell in the side deck. You better believe I don't.
Yeah, Dragon Turbo, just in case. Yes.
It wins. It wins your locals. It wins like IRL. It wins online. Like it's there, and it's a problem. And we were talking about it. I'm like, wait a second. Like that's actually kind of cracked.
Yes, I thought about ways to really hurt Dragon Turbo, and there's really not many cards. Strangely enough, there aren't many cards that actually hurt that deck. Like Thunder King is pretty decent. Wishy washy. And then like sometimes you could have a good trap card if they don't have heavy or Trune, but realistically they're going to have heavy or Trune.
I send you my list real quick.
Yeah.
And have you pick it apart.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
This is what I'm going to be playing like at RBET, something along. I'm going to be playing probably this, and the side deck's not definite, but I also want to make sure that the main deck is basically his 10 foots more or less because he knows what he's doing and he's really good with it. So I'm like, why break something or like why try to fix something that's not broke? You know?
Yeah, I think it's the main deck for Value Turbo is solved for the like. I don't think that you need to really do much in terms of that deck.
There's the solve, right?
Yeah, like that deck is pretty much solved.
He fixed it.
Yeah,
he got it done.
Yeah, that's where Edison format kind of is right now too. Is that the decks are just so like Ghost Rider got Dragon Turbo, I got the Frog Heroes, 10-foot got the Value Turbo.
Well, there's Hydro who did.
Well, he made the initial build, but then I think Ghost Rider took it to like where I think the best version of Dragon Turbo is the Ghost Rider version. Like Hydro Pump definitely made the initial deck, just like Rondak made the initial Frog Hero deck, right? But then like the build with the most success is like
I see what you were. Yeah, I misunderstood what you were trying to say. My bad.
Yeah, not necessarily the inventor of the deck, but just like who took it to the point.
Just ones who like groomed it to what it is.
Correct. So yeah, main deck is good. Side deck. So let's see. Double pulling. So what's Lila for? Do you side? What do you side Lila against?
Royal Decree.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Look at how many traps you have.
Yeah. Well, I was talking with Cairo about it, and he's like, Value Turbo, you lose to their traps. Like, their monsters attack you and do stuff, but you lose normally to all the traps they play. Right. So he normally sides Decree. I'm like, okay, so I want to make sure I have an out. They do have a Decree besides the Ryko, so it's an additional searchable out to it as well. So
the recommendation I would make, and this is like a mandatory thing for me, I think you have to side Mind Control. The mirror match and against any other Hamster Ryko Kaya's deck, Mind Control is a god card.
I completely overlooked that because when me and Cairo did, I had Mind Control in the side deck.
I was so afraid. Games 2 and 3 when we were playing, I was like, all right, I'm setting this monster, but I'm hoping to God that like the worst doesn't happen because it's the worst.
Yeah, even though I was like making a joke of it, like, oh, here comes the main deck Mind Control, but that like one of those situations right there where it's like he's playing a deck that like can get oppressed if like he Mind Controls your Ryko, pops your oppression, then does some shit with the Ryko and kills your monster. Like, yeah, Mind Control is definitely really good in like decks that play a similar engine to you here, and also it's just decent against Blackwings as well. It adds an additional layer with like Gale. You can bait out Icaruses and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's also good with you just having Plague Spreader Zombie and stuff. Like,
I feel like if you I'm a big fan of Mind Control, I actually had it in there, and I think I just overlooked it, and then I just threw in a Starlight instead because I'm kind of on the same agreement that you have, where it's just side deck spell cards are normally trash except for like 4.
Yes, Mind Control is one. So I would put a mind Control in. As far as
I cut Starlight, put Mind Control in.
Yeah, Starlight it can go because like you're not really siding that card against anything, to be honest. Like even Blackwings is like whatever.
Well, that's why if you see it's at the very end and it's just a 1-up. I'm like, what? I was thinking like, what was the card that I had? Because I don't remember what it was. So I'm like, I'll throw in Starlight, and Mind Control was the 15th. So that's.
Yeah, because you're going to play mirror matches with this deck, and that card blows out the mirror match so bad. Like, taking a Hamster is GG. Taking a Ryko is usually GG as well.
The Hamster, especially in the mirror match, because Hamster is hard for the mirror match to clear, because besides Sirocco, I can't clear it by a normal summon. It's Sirocco and Card Trooper are the only ones that solo just summon, attack, it gets over it.
Yeah, and you could also do stuff like Mind Control their Sirocco, and then pump your Armwing, and then attack, like all kinds of crazy shit. So yeah, Mind Control is nuts. Other than that, I think the rest of this is pretty solid. Like I love the fact that you have the anti-spells in there, because that is one of the only anti-Dragon Turbo cards, and this is a Ryko deck, so you can actually like make them set their back rows, and then you can pop them, and that's super strong. So yeah, this looks good. This looks solid.
Well, hopefully in a few weeks when you see RBT, we'll see this name in the top 8 slot, hopefully. With your guidance, Cairo's guidance, I'm hitting up Keegan this weekend. I'm just trying to find like the best of the best who play certain decks. Like I know Keegan plays Fairies and Dragons, so I want to test him versus those. Me and Cairo just did like versus randoms, but and then you do whatever deck you play, just whatever just the best of the best, find them and just test against them, because if I can do well or figure out my line of thinking versus the best of the best, I think I'd be able to play against the people who are, entering. Like, I mean, it's my first time entering, but I've been around since it started, really.
Yeah. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna see real quick if anyone is down for an online local. I know it's like really late, but it's also Friday night, so
Yeah, I'm game.
It's
So.
Friday night.
Before Frazier gets out of here, I just want to say hi.
Hey, Kenny. Kenny, say hello. This is being recorded. This will be uploaded to YouTube. This is a shadow game.
Oh, nice. With EnragedPeacock, huh?
Yes,
Sure.
EnragedPeacock. This is his first one. So
He was letting his feathers out proudly.
I'm a peacock captain. You gotta let me fly.
Yeah, those feathers were out.
I don't know if you guys have talked about it yet, but EnragedPeacock has watched every episode of the podcast, I think.
Yeah, he has mentioned it.
I still have 2 episodes of the podcast, not counting the ones that have spoilers, because I actually started One Piece because of you guys, and I want to go through that and not have it spoiled, because I know it's a very long arc, but I'm a big fan of really long things. And yeah, I actually today finished all the Patreon exclusive ones, and I've got just 2 or 3 more of just the regular podcast episodes. I've been I'm chugging through. Like, you guys are incredible.
I'm a big fan of really long things too. That's why I became friends with Frazier.
Oh God! All right. Well, I am ending this officially. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the shadow game. This was really insightful and fun to talk to you, EnragedPeacock.
I just want to say, if my mic sucks, just so everybody knows for the prosperity of the recording, it's because I'm on my cell phone and I'm at work.
Yes. No. They know, because you do not sound like this on a podcast. I'll be very concerned. I would be very fucking concerned. Anyways, I'm going to fire up an online local. Looks like some people want to play. So even if we get like 6 people or whatever, I'm still just going to fire, because I kind of feel like streaming right now. It's Friday night.
Yep,
it's Friday night.
We'll put it to work. So,
all right.
Kenny, have a good night at work, bud. We'll see you when we see you.
All right. Good.